Hello and welcome to this message from Non-Woke Religion. I'm Stephen Eichler, PhD. Non-Woke Religion posts are intended to present practical religious viewpoints that have not been tainted by woke, far-left or progressive politics. Today's topic is white bread, high GI, 70 to 80%. Whole grain breads, much lower GI, 30 to 40%. The glycemic index is a scale that ranks food based on how much they raise blood sugar levels after consumption. It is defined as the incremental area under the blood glucose response curve after ingestion of a test food, expressed as a percentage of the response to the same amount of carbohydrate from a reference food, usually glucose or white bread. The GI is measured by feeding a group of people a serving of the test food that contains a certain amount of carbohydrate, usually 50 grams. Their blood glucose levels are then measured over a period of time, usually 2 hours, and the results are compared to the response to the reference food. The GI value is calculated using the following formula: area under the glucose curve for test food divided by area under the glucose curve for reference food times 100. Foods with a high GI, 70 or higher, cause a rapid rise in blood sugar levels. Examples include white bread, GI is 70 to 80, white rice, GI is 70 to 80, sugary snacks, GI is 80 to 100. Foods with low GI value, 55 or lower, cause a gradual increase in blood sugar levels. Examples include whole grain bread, GI 30 to 40, oatmeal, GI 40 to 50, non-starchy vegetables, GI 10 to 30. If McDonald's were to change their burger buns to whole grain breads and their burger patties contain mostly meat along with other healthy ingredients, then their burgers could be seen as a whole lot more healthy and acceptable than they are at the moment. An option for whole grain is to use an ancient type of wheat such as einkorn, emmer, or spelt. These can have higher protein or more nutrients than modern wheat, as well as often having a milder type of soluble gluten. It may be that these cause less gluten-related stomach problems across the population while still providing enough stickiness to hold food together without too much crumbling. Consideration of GI level is important for everyone, not just pre-diabetics and diabetics, as keeping GI low helps prevent people from developing diabetes in the first place. When Bobby Kennedy says eat real food, including whole grains, this means don't eat white bread anymore. Eat whole grain products instead, and this can mean that some of the whole grain flour, perhaps 1/5, is also substituted for things like almond or walnut flour, as these make zero contribution to GI. Low GI foods are important for managing prediabetes and diabetes, and a well-managed diet can reduce your blood test result for HbA1c. If you have diabetes, your doctor or nurse may test your HbA1c levels every 3 to 6 months. This test measures your recent average blood glucose levels. Because it is an average measurement, you do not need to fast on the day of the test. The test measures a part of the red blood cells. Glucose in the blood attaches to part of the red blood cells. This part can be measured and gives a good indication of your average blood glucose over the previous 2 to 3 months. The results of this test are often used to diagnose diabetes. Many Western countries have a huge rise in occurrence of diabetes and obesity over the years, and this seems to be primarily related to diet and physical activity patterns. MAHA gives an opportunity to reverse this trend by improving diet and exercise patterns. For example, the US government should no longer provide school children with daily donuts or iced white bread buns. The input of non-woke church and synagogue members on these matters is needed and would be appreciated. We need to warn our people not to assume that traditional foods like white bread are healthy, along with other products made from white flour, for example, donuts. We must see the reality of this so we can let our political leaders know that we do not wish to take unnecessary risks with bad diets. We must understand that we can convince the wider population that they should be cautious about high GI foods and lack of exercise, even if they do not have diabetes. That is all for today. See you again soon. Thank you, and may God bless you.